The presentation is entitled Death of a Physician's Private Practice. Recently at the Veterans Administration Hospital here in Westwood, not too far from here, there were 3 highly decorated veterans. All 3 diagnosed with terminal disease. None of them was given more than 3 to 6 months to live. Because they served our country in such an extraordinary manner, they were all given whatever wishes they had. The first one chose to be in Hawaii, have unlimited supply of alcohol and ladies. The second one chose the Caribbean islands, unlimited supply of alcohol and ladies. The third one asked for a second opinion. I hope I shall be able to provide you here a second opinion for what is most definitely a terminal disease, not only for the small business and perspective of the office of a physician, but actually the whole healthcare system as a whole. I would not be here today, Mr. Owens, if about 10,000 physicians' careers were not destroyed since about 1986, when the Healthcare Quality Improvement Act was passed by Congress. And I will go over the problems of that legislation and others. Another reason I would not be here if the solution to this terminal disease would be medical or technological. The only answer here is now for you to be the doctor. I am the patient. And the solution is actually the legal environment and the 3 branches of the government. But I used to be a small business, Mrs. King. Unfortunately, I cannot say like the member of the board that I'm a bigger business or same-size business. I'm over $2 million in the red. I'm not here to talk about myself. If I do at any point in time, it's not because I want to talk about myself, but so that you realize you can substitute my name with any other name of any other physician in the country. Let's look at what are the basics economics of a physician's private practice. It's very simple. Like any business, you have expenses and you have revenues. What are the factors that will determine the success or failure of a physician's private practice? It's very simple. It's his or her reputation. You destroy the physician's reputation, the physician has no practice. Between 1988 and 2000, over 12 years, my practice grew up to over $500,000 revenues. In the year 2000, on page 5 of the outline, you will see that I did what I thought was my duty and in my ought as a physician. You all heard of Murphy's Laws? Everybody hears about the fact that errors are human, and that's normal. But knowing that, you have to do everything to prevent the damages as the consequences of those errors. I happened to stumble in to what I did not know could be possible. Egregious, below the standard care, let alone battery, which you will find in the outline on page 5. None of those charts of those medical records were ever reviewed with an internal quality control system of the hospital, and so I had to ask myself a question, why? What's important to know is that as soon as I agreed to testify on such a case, within 3 days I received a note from the CEO of the hospital indicating that I was going to be escorted by the security of the hospital. Strangely enough, there isn't a single complaint from any patient against me. And 3 days after I went to the FBI headquarters in Westwood, Federal Building, I got a phone call from the same CEO telling me that my clinical privileges were suspended, summarily. Again, no negligence cause of action against me by any patient, no complaint by any patient against me. That was troubling because the question I had to ask myself, what is it that I know they're so afraid of?